Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the Smoky Pastures BBQ YouTube channel. It's been a little while, and today I'm going to be using the Weber Go Anywhere to do a little bit of low and slow. I'm going to turn these beef short ribs into this beautiful, squishy, barky short rib goodness. Now this is the part where I wish I had better editing skills and a nice fancy intro, but anyway, this is going to have to do. And now to show you how to cook it. Alright, now you've seen the end product, let's go through a quick process on how we're going to do it. So I'm going to season up these shorties. I've trimmed them up nicely, taken that fat cap off and freed up the bones underneath. Season it with a little bit of brisket rub. Now let's have a look at how we've got this set up. So we've got our Weber Go Anywhere, and I've done it like you would do a snake method in a Weber. I'll put a link to a video where I do a snake method in the kettle. Essentially what we've got here is a double layer on the bottom, single layer on the top. Now these are Olive Pipco briquettes. They're a little bit smaller than your average sort of heat beads product, so might need to just play around with it and see how you can fit different styles of briquettes into your Go Anywhere, but this is a pretty handy setup. Now there is one required accessory for the cook that we're doing today, and that is a riser. So we've got a 200mm riser here, which is going to create a vacant area where there isn't direct heat being applied to the meat that we're cooking. It's going to turn this into an indirect cook just by the physical separation that that riser gives. So what we're going to do is light up about 10 briquettes, get them really white hot, and they're going to go at the starting end of our snake here. I've got some Natural Smoke Blackwood. This is my favourite wood for cooking with beef. Not black wattle, Blackwood. It's bloody brilliant. And then a couple more chunks here to light up as the snake goes on. So I'll get those briquettes lit, chuck them on the end there. We'll start cooking. I'm going to put the riser in place, wait for some good smoke to get going, and then we'll put the meat in. Now, this riser, it's got some slots here for where you can put a rotisserie kit. I just sort of do a little bit of a dodgy job with some foil and sort of try and close over those gaps with some foil. With our lid on the Go Anywhere, we're only going to have one exhaust vent open, and that's going to be the exhaust vent that's directly above the meat. And in terms of the airflow at the bottom of the Go Anywhere, we've got this side completely closed off, and then the side where we've got lit coals, we're going to have one end closed. Oh, I'll just fix that. So we're going to have one end closed completely, and then this just cracked open just here. So that's all the airflow we're going to need to go low and slow. We're aiming for about 250 Fahrenheit for the entire duration of the cook. So I'll show you a little bit of when we've got it lit up. Alright guys, so we've got our snake started, lit briquettes here. That's just going to light and keep going. I reckon this snake, you know, given nice calm conditions and not too cold air temperature outside, probably run about 8 to 10 hours. I reckon this cook's going to take about 6. We are going to wrap these short ribs, but that's just because I'm under a little bit of time pressure today. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to chuck the riser in and put our Inkbird probe in place, wait till it hits about 225, 250, and then I'm going to chuck our meat in. As that lights up just a little bit more as the temp increases, we're just going to get a little bit cleaner burning smoke, and then that Blackwood is going to do its job. So we'll see you back in a minute. Okay guys, we've hit our target temp. We've got some nice smoke going, and that's going to clean up in a little bit. I'll just show you, I've already put the short ribs in, so we've got them on the opposite side of the GA to where the fire is, and we're just going to leave this for about 3 hours, let it get plenty of smoke. I'm anticipating that it'll get to the stall around about that stage as well. We've got our temp probe on this side, but by the time we hit that 3 hour mark, I'd say we'll be will have lit coals down the other end. So what I'm going to probably do is flip the short ribs and the temp probe and the vent on top to the other end of the cooker, and that way we'll keep it nice and indirect. So it's a pretty nice clean looking Blackwood smoke there, so can't wait to see how these turn out. So just thought I'd show you a little thing of beauty here. We've stabilised, sitting about 255, absolutely gorgeous smoke rolling. Now some of you may be asking right from the start of this video, Tom, why are you doing all this and mucking around with a Weber GA when you've got a perfectly good kettle sitting underneath it? And the answer is I'm just trying to explore some different techniques and have a little bit of fun. But also, you might not have a Weber kettle and you may only have a Weber GA, and I just want to explore the possibilities of all the cookers that I own. So we're having a little bit of fun here today. It's probably unnecessary, but I am pretty excited about the amazing smoke that is coming out of this machine right now, and I think these are going to be some pretty tasty shorties. So anyway, we'll check back in a couple of hours. Alright guys, just under the 3 hour mark. Temps crept up just a little bit. I think one of those wood chunks has really lit up. Beautiful smoke coming out now. We haven't really stalled much, so thinking might just try and push these through without wrapping them. So just under 3 hours, let's have a look. What are we working with? Oh yeah, nice pullback from the bone, looking pretty juicy. Bark looks good. So what we'll do, as you can see now, our snake has started to get to the other end of the cooker, and it's directly below the meat. That also might be why the temp's indicating a bit high. So we're going to swing this around, bring the meat back to the other end of the cooker, and yeah, just going to try and push these bad boys through. Okay, looking at my little grilling companion here, she says it is ready. 198. Temp has crept up. We've had a little bit of a problem with temp control in this cook. Maybe a little bit too much fuel load and too many briquettes have been lit, but about 198. I have given it a cheeky little probe and those are looking sensational. So what we're going to do is take those off. 6 hours nearly on the button for this cook, and we're going to wrap these in butcher's paper, preserve some of that nice bark that we've formed, and then give it about an hour and we'll slice into them. Alright folks, finished product here. It's been resting for a little while. Can't wait to cut into these, so I'm just going to slice straight down, and you can have a little look-see at how we went. So you can check that one out, nice and juicy, and that's about all she wrote. So I'm just going to eat these now, and thanks for watching. Cheers.